Well, we have a new Avengers team in the MCU. Marvel Studios wasted no time marketing the fact that the Thunderbolts are now the new Avengers. Even if you didn't see the Thunderbolts film, you know now, because Marvel Studios said it, they're the new Avengers. However, they're not the only Avengers team going into Avengers Doomsday. Sam Wilson has his own Avengers team, and these two Avengers teams aren't even going to be the only Avengers teams in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. There's actually going to be more. There's going to be quite a few different teams in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, and there's also going to be characters who aren't necessarily a part of a team, but they will have pretty big roles to play in the next Avengers films. And of course, ultimately, all of these teams and individuals are going to be part of an overall general Avengers team, just like we had the Guardians of the Galaxy, who aren't technically Avengers, be a part of Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, making them Avengers. The same thing, of course, is going to happen for Doomsday and Secret Wars. Now, the discussion right now, both inside of the MCU and also in our real lives, is, are the Thunderbolts really the new Avengers? Not to give too much away if you haven't seen the Thunderbolts yet, but there is a part in the Thunderbolts where they basically allude to the fact that even though in the public's eyes they are branded as the new Avengers team, they're not necessarily received by all of the public as the new Avengers team. And we know that Sam Wilson has his own Avengers team. This was set up in Captain America: Brave New World. They mentioned a new Avengers team a few different times, and at the end, Sam Wilson said to Falcon, the new Falcon, that he would need to be ready to be a part of the new Avengers team. And according to a couple of different insiders, Sam Wilson has already assembled his new Avengers team. He just did it off screen, so we won't see that actually happen, but we'll see them come together and fight in Avengers Doomsday. So Sam Wilson has his team. The Thunderbolts have their team. Two different Avengers teams already. Of course, we know the Thunderbolts roster: Yelena Belova, Red Guardian, John Walker, Ghost, kind of Sentry depending on his state. Those who have seen the film know what I'm talking about. And of course, Bucky, who said he actually talked to Sam Wilson about the new Avengers and that it didn't go well. The reason it didn't go well, we know now, is because Sam Wilson has his own Avengers team. And what's interesting is that insider Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus reported a long time ago that there's going to be friction between Bucky and Sam Wilson when they both meet and they both have their own Avengers teams assembled. So he was definitely right about that. But of course, the question now is, who is on Sam Wilson's Avengers team? Well, based off of everything that we've learned so far, everything that the MCU has built up so far since Avengers Endgame, and based off of the names that they revealed in their infamous chair video, we pretty much know who's going to be on the team. We have, of course, Sam Wilson, Captain America. They already confirmed that Joaquin Torres, Falcon, is going to be there. Thor is going to be there as well. This was confirmed. He was the first chair. We have Ant-Man, who was going to be there, and we're unsure about the Wasp at this point in time because the actress who plays the Wasp, Evangeline Lilly, said that she is no longer acting anymore, so we might not get the Wasp. But Shang-Chi is confirmed, which of course makes total sense considering the post-credit scene for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And even though we recently found out that Jeremy Renner, the actor who plays Hawkeye, did not sign on for Hawkeye Season 2 because they only offered him half of what they paid him for Season 1, we could still expect him to show up because Sam Wilson would call him. And Jeremy Renner actually recently said that they're still working on Hawkeye Season 2. They're working on the story right now, and he thinks that they could eventually come to terms. And since he's one of the OG Avengers, I'm sure he's going to show up. Then we have Wong, again, considering that post-credit scene, and considering he's popped up in the MCU quite a bit, and he's the Sorcerer Supreme, it makes total sense that he would be on the new Avengers team with Sam Wilson. And then Bruce Banner as well, because he was also there in that post-credit scene with Captain Marvel, who will be there on the team as well. So they already kind of have established their team, the leaders of that new Avengers team. We have Wong, Bruce Banner, and Captain Marvel. They're all keeping in contact with each other to protect the world and universe, and then they'll come together with Sam Wilson's Captain America, and he'll lead that team. These are the characters that are basically solidified as the Avengers team. But we also probably could add She-Hulk, Bruce Banner's cousin. I'd say there's an extremely good chance that she'll show up and of course be on the same Avengers team as her cousin Bruce Banner. So those are our two different Avengers teams, or at least our adult Avengers teams, because we have the Young Avengers as well. And in fact, in Daredevil Born Again, they gave us a little setup, a little tease of the Young Avengers. At the very end of The Marvels, we saw Kamala Khan Wiccan get in contact with Kate Bishop, and she was basically recruiting her to be a part of a Young Avengers team, and she even mentioned that Ant-Man had a daughter, Cassie Lang. Cassie Lang lives in California, and in Daredevil Born Again, Kamala Khan's father told Matt Murdock that his daughter was in California, visiting friends, and what this most likely is her recruiting Cassie Lang as a part of the Young Avengers team, and of course we know that we're going to have more on this team. America Chavez was set up to be a big player in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and she was training with Wong, so she'll definitely know what's going on, and eventually meet up with the other Young Avengers, and the Avengers in general. We have Riri Williams, Ironheart, she's about to get her own Disney Plus show. Then we have the children of the Scarlet Witch, Wiccan and Speed, and right now Wiccan is on a quest with Agatha to find his brother Speed. And one thing that we've heard about the Young Avengers, or the Champions project that Marvel Studios is said to be releasing at some point, is rumored to eventually lead to the reunion of Wiccan and Speed and their mother, the Scarlet Witch. And don't worry, we'll get to characters like the Scarlet Witch and Spider-Man and more in this video. So far we already have 3 Avengers teams, 2 different new Avengers teams and the Young Avengers. Then we have the Fantastic Four, and they're going to play a really big role in Doomsday and Secret Wars, and I'm pretty sure their son, Franklin Richards, who they're going to have in the Fantastic Four First Steps, is going to play a key role in the multiverse, since in the comics he has the ability to create universes, and in the comics he is actually one of the people who helps restore the multiverse after it's destroyed. Then we're going to have the Wakandan team, and Shuri's already confirmed to be in the movie, and so is M'Baku, and we have seen new concept art for a new Black Panther. And Black Panther 3 is confirmed, but we're not sure if this is going to be a multiversal variant or T'Challa's son has grown up and he's the new Black Panther, but the Wakandan team, the Wakandans, they are going to be a part of Doomsday, and Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, confirmed that they will team up with the Avengers and who he said were the Thunderbolts at the time, who we now know are the new Avengers, to go against Doom. And the last team that he mentioned was, of course, the X-Men. Professor Xavier, Magneto, Cyclops, Mystique, Beast, Gambit, and of course more are going to be returning and be our X-Men in the MCU before we get the new X-Men in the MCU after Secret Wars. They'll return and be our X-Men team who will team up with the Avengers to go up against Doom. Again, this is confirmed by Marvel president Kevin Feige. So those are our teams in the MCU, but there is one other team that not a lot of people think about, and that is Doom's team. It's said that Doom is going to have his own team, which does make sense. In fact, we've heard that some of the characters from our universe might actually be a part of his team. One character specifically that we've heard about from multiple different insiders is the Scarlet Witch. The Scarlet Witch might join Doom. Now, of course, this is not confirmed, but many different insiders have mentioned this. Now, we've also heard that the Scarlet Witch will have a good redemption arc in Doomsday and or Secret Wars, so I'm sure she won't be with Doom for the entirety of it, but in the beginning, we've heard that Doom is going to believe that he is the hero and the savior of the multiverse. That's what he's trying to do, save the multiverse. So he believes that he is good and going about doing a good thing, trying to save it. So the Scarlet Witch might kind of get on board with him trying to save the entire multiverse, thinking that because of her powers, she could help. But ultimately, when they really set up Doom to be the main villain, I believe that she'll go to the good side. So the Scarlet Witch is one of those characters who has, yes, been a part of the Avengers team before, but is one of the characters that will probably have her own little solo story in Doomsday and or Secret Wars. The same thing goes for Doctor Strange and Clea. It's clear that Marvel meant to do a Doctor Strange 3 before Avengers Kang Dynasty, but of course now we don't have Kang Dynasty. In fact, we would have actually saw it last week if everything went according to Marvel's original plan, but their plan changed, and now it looks like they're going to have to address the story of Strange and Clea going throughout the multiverse to try and fix an incursion in Avengers Doomsday, so that will be a secluded separate story as well. But ultimately, we know that him and probably Clea will indeed go on to join the overall Avengers team. Spider-Man is also kind of in a similar situation. Originally, Spider-Man 4, which we now know is Spider-Man Brand New Day, was supposed to release before Avengers Doomsday. Now it's releasing after it. And we're hearing that he might not even be in Avengers Doomsday. Now, we know he's eventually going to be in Avengers Secret Wars and he'll join the overall Avengers team. But what we're hearing might happen right now with Spider-Man Brand New Day is that it'll take place at the same time that Avengers Doomsday is taking place, which could explain his absence if he truly is not going to be a part of Avengers Doomsday, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Then we have StarLord and Vision. Now, Vision might be a part of the Young Avengers team. Vision Quest is coming out, a series on Disney Plus revolving around him. And we've heard rumors that that might involve the Young Avengers, that he might go on to actually lead the Young Avengers team. If that's the case, then we can lump him in with the Young Avengers. But if not, we do know the Scarlet Witch is going to return, and we know that she'll most likely want to know what's up with this new Vision. And I'm assuming that at some point in time, he'll get all of his memories back and essentially become the old Vision and hopefully get with Wanda and their kids. StarLord, however, is a little bit different. He's not with the Guardians of the Galaxy right now. He's on Earth. So if Doom attacks Earth, and if we're getting ships of teams coming from other universes arriving in our universe, like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, or if an incursion begins to happen and he sees another Earth, then he's either going to get a call from Wong, not really a call, but a sling ring entrance from Wong, or he'll try to get involved in some way, shape, or form being a hero. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3 mentioned that the legendary Star-Lord would return, so we know he's coming back as well. Then there are some other characters that you could actually group into a team that don't really have a team name. We're just going to call them the TVA Team. These are characters like Hunter B-15, Ouroboros, Mobius, Sylvie, and of course, Loki. From what we've heard, it actually is all going to come down to the TVA and Loki in Avengers Doomsday. So it's going to lead to the TVA. There's supposed to be a pretty killer fight scene in the TVA, a multiversal fight scene, if the rumors are true, that is. And Loki, who is holding together the multiverse right now, is going to be the key to everything, which does make sense. So as you can see, this movie is going to have way more than just the new Avengers team and Captain America's Avengers team and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. There are a lot of pieces involved in Avengers Doomsday, and that's just for Doomsday. Imagine going into Secret Wars. It's a lot of people, a lot of characters in one movie, but the Russo brothers and Marvel Studios pulled it off with Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, so we know they can pull it off again, and I'm hoping that they do. But go ahead, let us know your thoughts about all of this in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news, rumors, or leaks. You can find us on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.